I feel like I'm running out of ideas to make videos for because I'm becoming less paranoid. Seems like I need to be paranoid to make videos because when I'm paranoid, I do more research. And that's a fact. In my mind, that is how I feel. Yep. Anyways, um, why was I making this video again? I kind of forgot. Uh, oh yeah. There's a lot of fucked up things going on in the world, but I've come to terms with that. Like, I realize that now, and you should too. I mean, why look up tons of videos on the fact that gold is going up and the currency is failing? Why look up tons of videos on things that you already know? Once you've mastered a certain subject and you've taught most all the things you can teach of it, why teach more? Because you can always learn more. I know that, but when you're limited to learning a certain amount of things with a certain amount of information, I don't know. At this point, I'm crazy. So yeah, sometimes as a moon Aquarius, I'm fucking crazy. I'm sad, and then I'm very happy, and then I'm just chronically depressed, and then I'm really happy. It's hard to explain to someone who is not an Aquarius moon. I have one friend who is an Aquarius moon sign, and we can relate to each other. He is, I'm not going to say his name, on suicide watch, and he is chronically depressed, and he is depressed, but he is happy-ish, I think, sometimes. And that's just me. It's always been me. My sun sign, though, is a Gemini. His sun sign, though, is a Scorpio. Everyone's different. I want you to know that. And it seems like every day I get like 4 subscribers each day, and then I lose 3. So I get 1 subscriber a day, and then I'll lose that subscriber, get 3 more subscribers. I never seem to get a steady flow of like 100 subscribers a day or something like that. That would be wonderful. Wonderful. It'd be wonderful if I just got psychic powers and I could rob a bunch of places. I would love that. It'd be wonderful if I could just manipulate electricity or fire or earth or maybe wind. I hate wind. Um, Definitely water. I would not mind being a waterbender. I think most pimps would be a waterbenders because then they could bitch slap people with water. They could water bitch slap people. It's funny. All of my mom's side of the family, their generation are earth and fire signs. People would just realize that when they're doing, I forget what they call it, ecokinesis or some bullshit like that. I just call it airbending. It's easier to just say airbending than electrokinesis. Just thunderbending or electricity bending or some shit like that. That's easier to say. When people just realize that it's just everyone, like I've said before, has an electromagnetic field around their body. All you're doing is manipulating it onto another thing. But our fields are so weak, And they say opening your third eye is going to strengthen your field. Being nice to things is going to strengthen your field. That's bullshit. What needs to happen is the Earth needs to change. The electromagnetic field around the Earth needs to get stronger so we can get stronger because we interact with the electromagnetic field around the Earth. Just like how crystals have an electromagnetic field that's strong, like the Earth, but it's not super powerful. It's not fucking kryptonite. It can't kill Superman. It's just you can feel something from the crystals. You get a feeling from holding it, but you don't get like a superpower. There are so many questions online of if you eat a rock, will I get superpowers? No. Your lungs will get shredded up and you will throw up blood. Dumbass. Logic 101. This is what happens when I'm shipping a package. I design it. Yep. And I don't want to show it to you fast because someone's probably going to try to find my address because my address was on that. Please don't try to find my address and kill me. I wanted to make a serious, talk about a serious thing. It has to do with aging. It's what I just thought of when I was talking about if someone found me and killed me. The thing is, they wouldn't be able to kill me. I mean, surely, if they stabbed me in the brain a bunch of times, but you can't stab someone in the brain with a basic knife. You can't. Their skull is too hard to be pierced by a basic knife. Your skull is extremely hard unless your bones are very weak. But your bones are extremely strong, especially mine. I can punch metal. My head's the strongest part of my body. Strongest part of my body, it sounds weird. My head is the strongest bone part of me. But the thing is, I heal extremely fast. When I say extremely fast, I mean, if I get a gash across my forehead like I did in those other videos, it takes a week for it to completely disappear. No scar, no mark, disappear. And that just happened this year. Like, that just started happening this year. And about 3 years ago to 2 years ago, I was able to feel vibrations in the ground and know when people were coming before they were even in the house. And that's only gotten stronger. It's so strong now that I just don't even think about it. It's just passive. So I just think that all these things I'm able to do are just going to get stronger over time. I can't force them to become stronger because I just got them. I just got them. And the thing is, I wrote a paragraph on this subject. You don't age. You give up on your youth. Your society and your parents celebrate the day that you become older. But if you just always tell yourself that you're pretty much still a kid, I have the body of a sophomore in high school. Why? Because I refuse to grow up, and I can admit that. Because why why are people so fixated on joining society, becoming a follower of getting a shitty job that they don't like, getting paid to get an apartment that they don't want, to meet someone that they don't like, to have kids with, and to raise those kids, and to just repeat the process of getting a mortgage, all of that shit. Why would you want that? Why do people? It's because their parents teach them this. Our parents teach us to have this because their parents taught them to have this. It's the American dream. What they don't teach you is that your subconscious is what controls your reality. If you tell your reality that you don't age, your telomeres are not going to disintegrate. And they say stress disintegrates your telomeres. But I go through stress, so much stress every day. My grandparents lock the dogs up in cages right in front of me while they're crying just because the dogs make noises because they're neglected all day. I can talk to them and pet them, but I can't do that all day. They're alone all day on the side. No attention, no one talks to them, and they cage them up for hours in a dark room because they make noise. That's stress on me. But my telomeres, they don't disintegrate. I don't age. Why don't I age? Because exactly that. I don't say that I age. I'm not the kind of person who says, woo, it's my birthday. I'm 1 year older. I don't do that shit. I'm not the kind of person who says, I'm ugly, I'm old, I'm getting older, I'm not as good as I used to look when I was younger. I don't do that. I'll either say, oh, I'm getting more fit, but I still look young. Or I'll say, my muscles are growing, but I still look young. I'm not aging. I hear my grandparents every day saying, I'm getting older, or my hair's turning gray. The more you say that your hair's turning gray, the more you'll convince your subconscious that your hair's turning gray. And you just won't fix anything. The more you say that you have cancer, the more your cancer will get worse. If you say you don't have cancer, you say your cancer is getting better, your cancer will get better. That's why Christians mostly, when they have faith, they're really encouraging their subconscious to get better because they believe that something is making them better, but it's really just themselves encouraging their mind to improve themselves on their own. That's why my grandma's hair is slowly growing back to brown, because she keeps telling herself that it's brown and it's becoming brown, so it is becoming brown. You control what your genetics are. And I don't just mean saying my eyes are red, my eyes are red, my eyes. You can't do that. That's not how it works. You have to believe, and I mean for sure believe that you are a certain way. You can't just say, I'm this way, and it happened. You have to make it a lifestyle. It has to be a lifestyle. You have to know you're that way. Just like my older sister, she says she is a healthy person. She knows she's a healthy person, so she is a healthy person. I won't sound mean, but she likes being the center of attention when she's around most people. So she is, to when she is around people, they see her as the center of attention, so she gets attention. What you project yourself to be is what you are. I choose to heal fast and stay young. If I wanted to age, I would choose to age. I've gone through so much stress in my life, my telomeres should have deceased. They should have just started looking horrible, aging, becoming wrinkled. But no, I don't. I mean, most high school kids, I'm the same size as them, but the thing is, here's the thing, you shouldn't discourage yourself, even if you sound like you're being I'm so great. You should always, always encourage yourself like Donald Trump does, because you're only improving yourself when you boost yourself up. And the other people say, oh, he's such a dick. But you're still boosting yourself up. You're making yourself better. So it doesn't matter what other people think. You're making yourself better while the other people complain. So anyways, what was I saying? Fuck, I forgot what I was saying. I choose to stay young. If I was going to get old, I would. Um, People will tell you to grow up. People will tell you all these things. Don't listen to them. If you don't want to be a certain way, you don't have to be that way. People want you to be the way they are, especially parents. Certain parents will want you to be a straight A perfection student. And I know a few people, but I'm not going to name them. But certain parents just push so much shit on their kids. They push so much stuff that their kids, as adults, think that way. And they don't think any other way. Because as kids, the first 3 years of a child's life is the most important. The way you raise them in the first 3 years is the most important. And when I was 3, 1 to 3, if I didn't have my mom, I probably would be really fucked up. Yeah. I mean, my dad is a caring person. He is. But he's also a really... If you take jokes too seriously, like rude, crude humor, overly crude humor, you... No. Because my dad would play completely adult-rated movies when we were, I don't know, one to adulthood. Would play movies where people would get their heads cut off. People would get raped. He would play these movies in front of us and say they'll learn them. They'll see these movies anyway as adults. You can't show movies like that to young kids. You can't. Oh. It was good having a funny dad, yet the dad taught us how hard life truly was at a young age, and a mom who overly cared, yet was crazy a little bit. It was good to have that balance, but we didn't know it as kids. I didn't know it as a kid. Because when you're a kid, you don't appreciate anything. But as an adult, you appreciate more, and if you don't, you're a dick. But even if the people are complete assholes, I mean, I appreciate living here. It's great that I still get to live here, but the main reason I do get to live here is because, and I hate saying this, but it's the honest truth. It is the honest truth. The only reason I am still living here, still allowed to live here, is because, I'll try to whisper this, but my grandma is a covert narcissist. Covert narcissists need fresh meat. No one visits my grandma, so she has nothing to talk about to anyone else. If I was to leave here forever, it would drive her crazy. She would need to buy something. She would need to buy something so she could talk about it to one of her friends. I purposely argue with her or do something with her so she can talk about it to someone else. That's how you fuel a narcissist. They need something to temporarily make them feel good. If you don't satisfy them, if you ignore them, it drives them fucking crazy, and they will kick you out. They need stimulation. Even if you're rude to them, they like that. Even if you argue with them, they love that shit. They love drama. An overt narcissist is different from a covert narcissist. An overt narcissist is like, I'm so amazing, look at me. And they'll be nice to you, and then they'll be rude to you. A covert narcissist is that typical church person who donates shit and is so nice to everyone and so perfect. But when you bring up your opinion or thought, they change the subject, and then it's all about them. Them. That's a covert narcissist. That's my grandma. They also like turning siblings against each other. That's the specialty. They like talking about one specific sibling the most to make the other ones jealous. They like doing that, but like I said, they need fresh meat. If they don't have new news to talk about to someone else, it drives them fucking crazy. So I purposely, yeah, it drives me crazy, but it keeps me here and leeching off their food for free. So it's like a narcissist trying to manipulate me, but I'm really manipulating the narcissist back because I know how it functions. This morning, my grandma, both, here, let me say this. My step-grandpa and my grandmother are both covert narcissists. They do the same things, but they don't think they do. They're the same people almost. My step-grandpa, passive-aggressively, he's very passive-aggressive. He will go right behind you instead of saying, will you please move? He'll go about 5 times behind you. Then he'll fart. Then he'll burp until you move. He will not say, excuse me. He will not say, please move. He will not say, can you move? He'll be as passive-aggressive as he possibly can. He'll stop your laundry. And then he'll say, oh, I didn't know. This is why they are perfect for each other, because he does things purposely to annoy her. So she has things to talk about to people that annoy her that he does. But she likes it because she has things to talk about. So when he's not here, when he's on a trip, she annoys me twice as much so she can get stimulation from me. So she can talk about things that I did wrong to her friends, how I argued with her. It's a game. It's all a game. Narcissists love stimulation. Remember that. No matter what kind of narcissist you are, narcissists love stimulation. They love excitement. How do I know I'm not a narcissist? And I have been called one by my family because I make crude humor. My dad makes crude humor. It seems the women in my family, sorry, my throat's dry. If you don't agree with the way they think, they say you're a narcissist. They don't really know the term of narcissism. They don't do research on it. If you use too much logic near my sisters and my mom, they call you a narcissist. If you give too much reality and they don't agree with that reality, they call you a narcissist. Then they disagree with you. Then they call you close-minded. When really you're just telling them the plain truth about the world and how hard it is. I'll tell you what a true narcissist is. It's someone who makes you feel good, and then they just are the rudest person on the planet to you, make you feel like shit. Then they'll come back to you and be like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean that. Growing up with my dad, he would just fight with my mom. He wouldn't apologize. He would just get mad at my mom. And the way I could tell that my dad was not a narcissist is that whenever he hurt my feelings, he would apologize, but he would do it out of feeling bad. He wouldn't do it out of, like, if I was crying, he would try to make me tough out of it. He wouldn't try to be like, I'm sorry. Do you want to buy? I'll buy you something. He wouldn't do it the narcissistic way. He wouldn't try to bribe me with an item like my grandma does. He would say, you're fine, like most dads would. If I fell, he would pretty much just say, get up, you're fine. If he did something that annoyed me or hurt my feelings, he wouldn't go out and take me for ice cream or something. So that's how you can tell the really narcissistic people will never have, like, happiness in their life. They constantly need to buy things to stimulate. My grandma just bought a pan set about 3 months ago. But she doesn't like it because she hardly uses it. So she wants to buy another one. Because this one just, no reason. I asked her. No reason. She just wants another one. Just like the dogs. The dog just died and she was sad about it for a day. She was moping around about it. Oh, I love that dog that I never paid attention to. I never walked. I never talked to. I never pet once. So sad. I didn't say anything because I just naturally feel sad for animals that die. I don't walk around the house and say, oh, it was so sad. And I don't call everyone I know and tell them the dog died because I'm not a fucked up person. I don't gossip that my dog died. If I really cared about my dog, which I love my dog, I would be crying. I would have empathy. I would love my dog, which I do, and I would be crying my eyes out. Because you know what? It's called having a heart-heart connection with another thing. Over the years of living, I have cried over many things. Lots of things. And the only reason my family doesn't think I have empathy is, like I said before, I make crude jokes, just like my dad does. My dad has made so many crude jokes, but he only makes them when he's away from people, because he's like a mixture of me and my little sister put together. My little sister has anxiety over what people will think of her, but when she's not around people, she says how she truly is, and she says a lot of shit. And when my dad isn't around people, he gets really fucking random, like I do. Like me. Yes, like me. Probably because he is also in Aquarius moon, but he does not believe in the zodiac, astrology. He doesn't believe in anything. He's pretty much like me, except when I see anything that's science related, I do believe in it. Just like if you have memories when the first time you're born of someone else, just you can think of someone else, you can picture someone else, you know their face, you know their name. Yeah, I'll believe in reincarnation because that's enough proof for me. If you're born knowing someone else already, why not question that? It's a unique thing to think of. Now, God and Judaism and all those other religions are from storybooks. There's no proof behind those, and you can say there's proof, but I'm not going to believe you because I don't see any proof. There is no proof, and most proof is just replicated, and there's just... When a man comes from the sky, and I actually see him, and he's real, and he's using powers, I'll believe it, okay? But things like astrology, where the sun gives you vitamins naturally that make you happy. The moon makes you feel emotional when you look at it. The moon controls the oceans, waters, if you didn't know that, and you can argue with that. So when I see the sun sign, your sun sign, and the moon sign represents emotion, I completely believe that, because when when weather changes rapidly and it rains, you feel sad usually because the sun isn't out. So if moon sign represents emotion and the weather and the moon is, it just makes sense. I don't understand the other planets like Pluto and Venus. I don't understand how those work, but I understand the sun and the moon sign. But I do act like my rising sign and my moon sign a lot. A lot. And my dad does act like his sun sign and his all those. He does. He does. Um, my little sister, oh my God, she acts just like her zodiac sign. She partly believes in it, but that's because my older sister and I believe in it, and that's the reason my little sister believes in it. Because we were at the table, and my mom, me, and my older sister were talking about it, and her and her boyfriend are both Tauruses, little introverted Tauruses, and they just kind of socially agree with other people that are in a group. Tauruses do that. I'm sorry, but every Taurus I've met is just the quiet one that usually smokes weed and drinks alcohol, and not always, but from what I've seen, and gets very angry if you bring up a subject that they don't agree with, and they just get really angry. They're caring people to the people they love, but my sister's rising sign, Taurus. My sister's moon sign, Taurus. My sister's sun sign, Taurus. She got 2 more Tauruses on other planets. And I don't get the other planets. I really don't in astrology. But, yeah. Yeah. Be who you want to be. Be who you want to be. That's all I can say. Hope this video gets a shitload of views. Like, I have videos on my other account of me when I was only 70 pounds. I hate fat people that just say they can't do it because they're fat, that they were born that way. At least my best friend is trying to lose weight. At least he's trying. He's getting a gym membership. At least he's fucking trying. I see so many girls, especially girls, I'm not taking that back, especially fat girls. And I don't mean like huge tits, huge butt, slim torso. Those are the hottest girls I've ever seen. They're usually Mexican. And those are the hottest girls. Hottest. Yes, be jealous, fat girls, because you could look like that, but you choose not to because you're perfect, right? You're perfect. I never said that. Yeah, you didn't, but I did. Okay, let me explain. Let me explain. Every fat girl I've met, who is usually a feminist, because she was made fun of when she was younger for being fat, becomes a feminist so she won't have to lose the weight. She's perfect how she is because body shaming is wrong. No, body shaming is right because if we don't body shame people, I swear, making fun of people encourages them to change. If you are not challenged in any way, you are not going to change. Well, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm perfect. I don't need to change. I'm 70 pounds and I'm fine. Okay, no. Here's the thing. If you are overweight, you are not healthy. You're going to die at a younger age. You may die by 50, you may die by 60 because you are not healthy. If you are 70 pounds, you probably have a medical problem and you are not healthy. What I'm saying is that when you are challenged in any way, if you have a growth mindset like me, you will grow. And I mean mentally and physically, you will want to grow. If you are like my certain person, you will not want to grow. You will have a low confidence and you will not want to grow. And this is also to motivate you because you need to be told that you are not perfect. You need to know this. You need to stop thinking that you don't need to change because you do. You do. You do. And the only person that can change you is you. People can encourage you, but you're just going to say, no, I'm perfect. People like that are going to die before 80. Definitely before 80. Some people who say they're perfect won't die because they're encouraging their mind that they have a perfect body, they have a perfect health, and that will kind of encourage their health to be healthier because they're encouraging their mind that they're healthier. But other people who have low self-esteem will say that they're getting older, they're not attractive, and that's just going to make them feel worse, and they won't be attractive. They'll get worse. You have to. I grew up my whole life being challenged. And I don't fucking mean, if my sisters see this, I don't fucking mean I was given everything because you dumb fucks think I was given everything because I get to live with my grandparents because that's such a privilege. That's so fun. No, I was challenged. Like now, living here, I live with two narcissistic abusers that abuse animals all the time and love themselves way too much. I put up with that shit because I need to live somewhere. I grew up arguing with my parents and my dad. If someone challenges you in life, and I don't mean if they just swear at you all the time for no apparent reason. I mean they challenge you. They compare you to someone else. They yell at you for not trying hard enough. They take away your things for not trying. They try to motivate you. It's a sign they see potential in you and they want you to get better. I've had bosses, one boss, and I have had people, random people on the street who have told my parents that their son has potential. And that was when I was younger, really young, just as like a young 6-year-old. And I just never stopped trying. I never stopped trying. And I have had thoughts of suicide tons of times, but I kept going. I seriously kept going. My eyes hurt. I'm tired. Yeah. Probably gonna have to end this video pretty soon. It's almost at 40 minutes. Falling asleep. Falling asleep. So what's the last thing I could say in the last minute? Be yourself. Fat people, be motivated to lose weight so you live longer. My fat friend from college lost all this weight and now he's fit and strong. Anyone can do it. Look up before and after pictures. You are able to do it if you put the work in, if you stop saying you can't. Bye. Have a good night and have some sex.